My name is Nick Dopuch, and as was introduced, I work at the International Monetary Fund. Today I want to talk about some of our developments in response to the financial crisis. In particular, we created, I think, about three data initiatives in direct response to the financial crisis. So I want to keep within the 20-minute framework also. So for the agenda today here, and then over the past year, more has emerged on electronic data dissemination, and we've really gotten our hands around what we want to do moving forward, so I will spend some time discussing that. We have Statistics Department. It provides a comprehensive source of financial data, and although it does include a significant amount of financial data, it covers multiple sectors. So in addition to the monetary and financial sector, included in there is balance of payment statistics, real sector, such as prices and national accounts, government finance, and even others, some other data such as exchange rates and population statistics. We include data for about 190 countries, and several economic unions report data to us, such as the West African Economic Monetary Union, for example. Our next largest database is the Balance of Payment Statistics Yearbook. And of course, balance of payments are country transaction flows vis-a-vis the rest of the world. And with that, we also include the stock data, or the international investment position. People that are familiar with our print publication know that there's a Part 1 and Part 2. New this year in the IIP will be included sort of the geographic and regional aggregates and analytical group aggregates for IIP data. So this is something new. And lastly, the direction of trade statistics, which is simply bilateral trade data. It captures the value of exports and imports between a country and its trading partners. So those are our core databases that we maintain. I wanted to mention a little bit about our influences on our priorities moving forward. I mean, it's probably well known that the IMF was thrown in the forefront of the financial crisis, mainly by its stakeholders, the G20. So up here I put the mission of the IMF, which probably many of you know, but the recent world financial developments have had considerable influence on our priorities during the past year. Even with all that, subscriber feedback is still important to us, and we have not forgotten about that, and I will talk about that in a moment. So in light of the financial crisis, we introduced a few new data sets, and as part of our ongoing effort to streamline our print publications and move more towards electronic dissemination, we've discontinued the print version of the Government Finance Statistics Yearbook. We moved that data to the IFS, which is still in print. And we've merged, for people that are familiar with the print publication, we have merged the IFS supplement with the main IFS. The supplement was was introduced as a temporary measure to showcase those countries that have introduced in their compilation standardized collection and reporting of data. And as I mentioned before, we're still moving towards an online emphasis for all our statistical initiatives. This is probably the biggest initiative we did over the past year, is the Principal Global Indicators. And it was produced in direct response to the financial crisis. an interagency group was formed last year on economic and financial statistics, and it included several international organizations such as the UN and World Bank. And I will open the site in a minute. And it's been also been endorsed by the IFMC, which is sort of the body that sets the medium-term priorities for the IMF on a biannual basis. The purpose of this, I'll call it PGI, was to facilitate the monitoring of economic and financial developments for systemically important economies of G20, and those are our most important stakeholders. Also, the idea was that once this data became available and was seen, that we would be able to identify gaps and improve the data over time. The primary content of PGI right now are tables of statistics, so it's not a queryable database yet because we had to react quickly. And also included on the site are links to relevant sites such as the constituent agencies of the interagency group and links to national websites. The G20 group, the G20 Working Group on Reinforcing International Cooperation and Promoting Integrity in Financial Markets tasked us with identifying data gaps. And from that effort, this past July, a user conference was held to identify the priorities for filling those gaps. And here I've listed the priorities for the gap filling. First and foremost is the financial sector. Although we do a pretty good job of the financial sector in terms of capturing this, the monetary authority or central bank and deposit-taking institutions. It's sort of those other financial institutions such as insurance companies and things that, although we have a good framework that accounts for them, not all countries report that data to us. Other areas are the balance sheet of non-financial sectors, house prices, and of course risk transfer instruments we want to capture. I will open this here and select a file format, and it will open a table. I won't go through that now because I have a time limit. But one important thing about this site is that, and I would like to mention this in some of our new initiatives, it's available free. And I know a lot of our products over the years have not been that way.